All right, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch something here called Tidal Wave. Let's check it out.
Peninsula and the
The movie starts with a history lesson from Lord Green.
Motion, now known as continental drift, continues its rearrangement of our Earth.
Apparently, the Japanese islands are sinking.
Glad to meet you, Mr. Tanaka. So you'll be coming out with us to look at the sunken island?
I can examine the island, but I don't really expect this voyage to provide us with any easy answers.
It wasn't the volcano that caused the submersion of the island. It's something other than volcanic activities.
Apparently the mud is moving. It's gradually settling down.
So they've got some underwater subs to go investigate.
The trench disappears in the mud cloud. Go straight. Mud current.
At the bottom of the trench, and that is the Earth's crust sliding from beneath the Japanese islands.
Apparently Japan has a lot of problems, and this lovely couple was kind of making out by the water. All hell breaks loose.
I saw and I felt the current which is pulling in the coast. I'm sure it was that current which caused the eruption of Mount Amagi. So I must warn you, as administrator, get ready for a major catastrophe.
Got an aerial view of Tokyo from the early 70s.
Imagine, 10 million people live down there.
It went through the earthquake and fires in the 20s. It was bombed to pieces during World War II, and again it's risen to be. Is there going to be an earthquake?
Probably, but that's only the first stage. Later there'll be great tidal waves, and the Japanese islands will sink into.
Instantly we get some major storms. Wreak havoc on the islands. Japan is burning.
About 300 fires have broken out in central Tokyo.
The people who live in central Tokyo are surrounded by fire. They're swarming toward the Imperial Palace to take shelter.
Naturally, the people are panicked. Death is everywhere.
How many casualties have been caused by the earthquake, fires, and floods?
I don't know. Maybe 1 million altogether. No, it must be more than that. A great deal more.
Why is this happening to Tokyo?
If the Japanese want to live, they're going to have to evacuate all the islands.
Of Japan will be saved. 5% of 100 million is 5 million.
We must prepare for evacuation.
We get our first glimpse of Lord Green. They want the Americans to help.
How exactly do you want us to help, man?
We would like you to sponsor and help set up a special UN committee to assist Japan. So we can count on the United States to help us.
Well, things may move along very slowly at first, but once the facts, as you've been telling them to me, are established officially, I think they'll move very quickly. An earthquake beneath our islands
created by the Earth's expanding core will cause tidal waves of such magnitude as to completely submerge the Japanese islands.
People try to flee, but there's chaos everywhere.
I can't meet you. Oh, Nana, I'm trapped. You have to save yourself. I can't go with you.
Government-sponsored immigration of 7,800,000 to 21 countries, with personal immigration amounting to 600,000. Only 8,400,000 have places to go. The rest of the population, 101,600,000, can't get off the sinking islands.
Lauren Green does his best to
greater
plead.
spirit of self-sacrifice, for we're being called upon to open our very homes, as it were, to these people. And this is not just a matter of giving shelter to a few thousand people. It's a matter of saving millions of lives.
These fishermen are trying to get away, but they're in harm's way.
And the fishing boats go back. A tidal wave is coming. You must turn back. Go back!
Watch out! Go back. Korean shores are strictly guarded. They'll never let you into the country anyway. A tidal wave is coming.
Turn back. Believe me, go back.
I mean, he did warn them. And the tidal waves hit everywhere. That wasn't enough, now we got lava.
Oh, the rescue mission will end any day now. There are only a few islands, small ones, still left above water. But as for the resettling of people, this is only the beginning.
I think this is the
I
Prime
would
Minister.
rather die with my homeland. Goodbye, Prime Minister.
Tanaka, I believe the Japanese people will endure. Goodbye.
So our film kind of abruptly ends, and it's not really a happy one. Seems like 90% of the Japanese died. All right, let's talk about this movie, Tidal Wave. What is this movie? Well, until a week ago, I never even heard of this movie, and my Schlockmeister brother, Jeff, said, I'm looking for this movie called Tidal Wave. I remember seeing it when I was a little kid in grade school. You know anything about it? Is it findable? And turns out it's a movie called Submersion of Japan, which I think came out in 1973. It's basically a disaster film, and it's if you read the reviews about it, it basically says it's one of the best disaster movies ever made. It's a very smart film, and it's a longer film, like 2.5 hours, something like that. Well, the Americans got it, and they cut it in half, basically, and added some stuff with Lauren Green to Americanize it, and they called it Tidal Wave, and they decided to focus on the action sequences instead, and apparently, from what you read online, it was not well received. But anyway, I was able to find, it is available on Blu-ray under the title Submersion of Japan. It's in Japanese only, but if you dig hard enough, you can find some people selling the actual tidal wave version, and I'm amazed at the quality of this, considering it's a DVD-R. I don't know where it came from, how it came about, but it looks great. And yeah, there you go. So anyway, basically what's happening in the country of Japan is there's like underwater earthquakes and things that are happening, and Japan is sinking. It's sinking into the ocean, and it's sinking very quickly. And it's creating tidal waves and destruction and all kinds of things. Lava, explosions, you name it. And it's a very quick film, this version. It's like 81 minutes. And it's basically, the Japanese realize pretty quickly, and the world realizes what's happening, and they got to figure out what to do. And they turns out there's nothing they can do to prevent it from happening. So then they go into rescue mode. They got to get everybody out of Japan. Apparently there's 100 million people or 110 million people. They estimate that 90% of them are going to die. They can only, with the help of the United Nations, the U.S., that's where Lauren Green comes in. He's like an ambassador or something like that. They come up with evacuation plans, and they figure out they can get about maybe 10% of the people out. The rest of the Japanese are going to sink into the Pacific. That's basically what happens. The last 10, 15 minutes of the film are basically scenes of destruction. Big tidal waves hit Japan and Tokyo. Fires, lava, explosions, people die. And even the Japanese prime minister, who was one of the last holdouts, says, basically he wants to go down with the ship, or in this case, go down with the country, the island. And that's how our movie ends. It's a very bleak ending, although they almost kind of painted it to be with happy music instead of like solemn stuff, but it's really dark if you think about it. But yeah, 90%, like 90 million people. Actually, I think they said 101 million people were going to die and like 9 million were saved, something like that. That is Tidal Wave. So, wow, there you go. Now, again, apparently they did make another English version of this film, which I don't think had Lauren Green in it, but it has subtitles. There is like this 4K Blu-ray you can find out there under the Submersion of Japan title, which does have an English, I don't know if it's an English soundtrack or English subtitle version, but it's not the Tidal Wave version. It's a different version. I think it was the original version just with either a dubbed US soundtrack or subtitles. I'm not sure, but I was looking for the Tidal Wave version, the 81-minute version, and by God, I found it. It is out there. So got some homemade box art here, and there you go. I'll leave a link to something on Amazon. Actually, I don't think I can leave a link. I think I looked for it. I couldn't find that 4K or Blu-ray on Amazon, but if you look on eBay and stuff, it's out there, and you can find it, I think, on some other websites too, but don't think Amazon has it. So there you go. It's Tidal Wave. I'm curious if anybody who was around in the mid-'70s remembers this from their youth, watching it on late-night TV or something. Curious. Let me know. Leave some comments. It's Tidal Wave. Watch it. Bye. Watch it if you can find it.